Let's get the Cubs lineup on this Labor Day, brought to you by Southwest. Tommy La Stella's going to lead off and play third. Chris Bryant is in right. No Dexter Fowler today. Rizzo at first, Soler in left. Russell had 3 hits, but his day overshadowed by Hayward, who had 3 huge hits. He's going to play center. Baez at second. Montero, a rare start back to the plate with Hendricks batting ninth.
And the Brewers will take a look at them defensively, see how Craig Counsell has them deployed today. Braun, Broxton, Neuenhuis in the outfield. Villar has made the shift to third base with the rookie Arcia being called up to play shortstop on an everyday basis. Jeanette Carter on the right side of the infield. Martin Maldonado behind the plate, catching the offerings of the young right-hander Zach Davies.
Stella playing third today, and that pitch is off the plate outside.
Davies works quickly, throws strikes. He'll sink it, he'll cut it.
That one lined to the shortstop. Arcia with the leap and the catch.
What he won't do is throw it by you very often, but he's a winning pitcher on a team that's not had a winning year. 10-6 with a 4.07 ERA. Opposing batters hitting .262 against him. He's allowed 18 home runs, 9 to left-handed hitters, 9 to right-handed hitters.
Umpires today: Ron Kulpa back of the plate, Will Little at first, Chad Whitson at second, and the crew chief Jerry Meals is at third. Fastball strike at 88 to Chris Bryant, who got a nice hand. Ground ball to third. It's a shortstop. Villar who had to move over to third when they brought up Arcia, and 2 outs.
Brewers have committed 113 errors this year. That's the most in Major League Baseball. Villar has made more errors than any individual in Major League Baseball. He's committed 25.
Temperatures in the low 80s as we get started. Little cloud cover, but a bright day. Roof open, panels open in the outfield. And the Brewers shift against Anthony Rizzo. It's the blue against the blue. Cubs blue against the navy blue of the Brewers. And the 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss.
So they're pretty close to each other on the color wheel. Like if you were going to paint your house and you look at those little chips, they'd be pretty close. But in the standings, not so much. Brewers are 28 games behind the Cubs. 16 games below 500, and that gives you some idea how good Davies has been to have that winning record on this bad club.
And yeah, bad, but not as bad as a lot of people thought they might be. This has been team streak here lately. Starting on August 16th at Wrigley Field, the Brewers lost 6 straight, won 4 straight, lost 6 straight, and now have won 4 in a row, including a sweep at Pittsburgh over the weekend. In the dirt, 2-2. The wind and the pitch. Hit hard but foul to the other way. We can't tell, right? We don't have a definitive number when we go on the road and Cub fans follow. But as I look around this park, and I hate to over exaggerate, are there more Cub fans and Brewer fans here?
I would say yes. And
that one hit a ton, but foul.
You know, unless the upper deck is different. So like you do polling, right? When they do a poll, like a presidential poll, they might talk to 500 people, 1,000 people. So if we look in this section right in front of us, if that's representative of the crowd here today, it's like 65 to 70% Cub fan.
Up and in on Rizzo.
I see a rogue LaCroix shirt down there, and he's not even a Brewer anymore, so this guy might be a Cub fan too. Bryant, Santo, Ramirez, Lee, Bryant, Rizzo.
They're saying that ball hit Anthony. And Craig Counsell wants an explanation from Ron Culpa. Let's see.
Yeah, since I was looking at jerseys in the stands, this is my first look at it. A little graze of that arm.
A 2-out base runner, and it's Jorge Soler. In terms of the Brewers, they have spent just 2 days all year above fourth. And all but 26 days have been spent in fourth place. So they have been pretty static behind the Cardinals and Pirates in that second and third area, and the last place Cincinnati Reds. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Soler recently battling an ingrown toenail. Hitting .297 with 5 homers in 24 games since coming back from the disabled list. Now the pitch. We'll try it again.
So we'll have to keep an eye on the radar gun readings today, see if anybody goes over 90 miles per hour. Davies has topped out at 92 this year, but he averages 89. Kyle averages a little over 87 miles per hour in his fastball. So in terms of average fastball velocity, as according to Fangraphs, Kyle Hendricks is the softest tosser in the National League, and Zach would be number 4 on that list, with Bartolo Colon and Dan Straley in between. Well, actually, Straley and Davies both with 89.3 miles per hour average fastball velocity.
Jorge with the sunglasses on this bright afternoon. Swing and a miss to end the inning. His first strikeout. Major League ERA leader will take the ball when we come back. Will line up in the bottom of the first and beyond. They're hitting .179 collectively against the Cubs this year. Villar, Jeanette and Braun at the top. Carter, Neuenhuis and Broxton in the middle. Arcia, Maldonado and Davies at the bottom.
Cubs afield are deployed thusly: Soler, Hayward, Bryant in the outfield. Tommy LaStella gets a start at third today. Russell and Baez up the middle. Should be a busy day for them. Anthony Rizzo's at first. Miguel Montero is behind the plate. Let's take a look at today's Cubs starter, brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. The Cards will carry through it all. There is the Major League ERA leader, Kyle Hendricks, 13-7 with a .209. Picked up his 13th win last time against Pittsburgh with 7 shutout innings, marking the 18th consecutive game he has allowed 3 earned runs or fewer. And he's the guy. It seems like every time the Cubs play one of these crazy long games and they need somebody to go out there and pitch deep into the game the next day, he's been the man, and he has delivered.
Strike one on a fastball at 87. Switch hitting Jonathan Villar. 51 stolen bases, trailing only Billy Hamilton, who has 58. 0-2. Villar battling a sore left knee. Yesterday he got off the bench and hit a pinch hit grand slam. The 6th such home run in Brewers history.
This guy's got skills. He's hitting for average. He takes his walks. He's got that speed. He's got some power. 12 home runs this year. He is prone to make mistakes, both in the field and on the bases. But if you can live with a little of that, you're a pretty good player.
Hendricks wasting a little time, and he gets him on a changeup.
Yeah, we talked about the lack of velocity, but both these guys really know how to pitch, and Hendricks with that changeup. relies heavily on that pitch, throws his changeup more than any pitcher in the league. Sinks the fastball. He'll cut his fastball. He'll also cut his changeup, and he's got a curveball as well.
He's like a director. Cut.
Cut. Change.
1-0 on the Scooter Gennett. Line drive, center field, and Hayward with a sliding catch.
I'm back on road.
Number 8, the left fielder, Ryan Braun.
Sit there for me when I was all alone.
Kind of gives you an indication of how many Cub fans are here. Ryan Braun roundly booed.
I drove up today with Ron Coomer, and it was kind of fun. Just about every car we passed, not to say that Coomer's driving fast, but just about every car we passed had people in wearing Cub gear, including a couple of buses.
So technically you rode up here, you didn't drive. Ron
Correct.
drove.
Yeah.
You bought the coffee.
No. You know what you do when you go in and you're going to go get the coffee? You excuse, I got to use the restroom, Coom, and then it forces him to buy the coffee and drive.
1-1 to Braun, swing and a miss.
Yeah, so human nature, if you're Braun, right, you're getting booed in your home ballpark by the hostile invading forces, you just want to do damage, right? So maybe you get out of your game a little bit, taking some big swings.
Braun strikes out. Good start for Hendricks as the Brewers go one. No, it's not ending today. Or September 20th. You could just carry summer on as long as you want.
Temperatures are rising here over the next couple of days. It can be a little toasty.
Russell had 3 hits, including 2 doubles yesterday. As the Cubs beat the Giants. Line shot, center field on the move is Broxton.
Hit it too hard. Right on the screws.
Big Labor Day audience here at Miller Park. And yesterday's offensive hero, Jason Hayward. 3 hits, 3 knocked in. First Cub to tie a game in the 9th and then end it in extras with an RBI. Andre Dawson did it against Atlanta back in 1990.
Cubs had 10 hits in the ball game yesterday. 3 players had 3 hits. Rizzo, Russell, and Hayward. And Chris Bryant, the only other one to get a base hit. I point that out only because as I looked at the box score, I thought, that's weird. We got 10 hits, but only 4 guys hit safely.
3-1.
And the Giants managed only 14 hits in the entire series and almost snuck out of there with a split.
It's tied for the fewest allowed by Cubs staff in a 4-game series in club history. As Hayward grounds out to Gennett. Giants hit 108 in the set. Javier Baez hit 316 on the homestand, and here he comes playing second and batting 7th.
He made a big play in the game yesterday with a tag on an attempted steal at second base. Typical Baez snatch and tag.
Low and outside. Davies, born in Puyallup, Washington. He went to high school in Gilbert, Arizona. Was a middle infielder there before committing to pitching in his junior year. Not a high draft pick. 26th round of the Orioles 2011. Had committed to Arizona State, but Orioles offered him $575,000. 26th round pick. You take it, and he did.
Yeah, they must have loved the pitchability, because normally you're going to throw money at the guy. And of course, the way bonuses have escalated, it's not a ton of money. But the big money usually reserved for top of the draft guys, big sturdy right-handers or big lefties that throw 95 miles per hour. This kid 6 foot even, about $160, $165, with underwhelming velocity, and he can pitch.
Into the shift, it's Jeanette, the second baseman, and he makes the play. And that'll end the inning. It was close. Scoreless early. Hendricks feathers a fastball in there at 86 on Chris Carter. He homered yesterday. Trailing only Chris Bryant and Nolan Arenado in the home run department in the National League. He's got 32. Kyle, pitcher of the month in August. Cubs have won 5 of the last 7. High drive, trouble, deep left center, and gone. Chris Carter has some major power, and that's his 33rd. Kind of an effortless swing, isn't it?
He just takes a smooth pass at it. A strong individual trying to go down and away. It looks like a little cutter again that he threw for strike 1. Stays up a little bit. And there you see the swing, the powerful swing of Chris Carter.
So the Brewers strike first. Kurt Neuenhuis takes a strike. Hendricks delivers inside for a ball. Neuenhuis has been way better at home than on the road, and he's had a nice season against the Cubs as well, and a ground ball into right. And the contrast is remarkable, home versus road. 288, 11 of his 13 homers with an MVP-like OPS, but on the road looks like a pitcher at the plate.
Yeah.
And look what he's done against the Cubs this year.
Yeah, they should just leave him home when they go on the road, unless they're going to play the Cubs. So he needs to get his agent working on that. I want a home deal in a Cub-only contract. You see those numbers, you start to think, well, somebody tipping him off here at home? Is there somebody flashing lights up there on the scoreboard?
My guess is next year those things will level out, and it's not indicative of anything, but you never know.
Yeah, well, it's not uncommon for guys to be better in their home ballpark than on the road, but the degree to which those splits exist are off the charts.
Keon Broxton holds his hands low as he gets ready to hit. He's playing center. He was their opening day center fielder. He went 0 for 16 to start the season before being demoted to the minors. He's been called up 3 times since, and his first major league hit came after an 0 for 24 start.
Toolsy guy, long and lean. He has some power. He has good speed. He's stolen 21 bases, only been caught twice. So he's worth keeping an eye on. was what, the 26th in May.
Neuenhuis back in safely. He's got 8 steals. The Brewers as a team run a lot. They lead the majors in stolen bases by a wide margin.
They've stolen 152 bases. They've been caught 45 times, so they've been efficient. Neuenhuis has not. He's stolen 8, but he's been caught 8 times.
That will drop in front of Bryant. That's 3 consecutive hits to start the second.
A long one, a pulled base hit through the hole for Neuenhuis, and now a little punch the opposite way for Broxton. He doesn't want to get fooled by that changeup, so he's going to let that ball get deep. It's a good approach against a guy with such a good changeup.
I got a weird one for you. In most ballparks, the way they're situated, the first base line is toward the east, the third base line toward the north. Wrigley Field is configured as such. So a lot of the sun angles are pretty similar. There are a few parks that are not quite aligned that way, and this is one of those. There aren't too many major league games you'll see with the sun basically right behind the right fielder.
Which way is that? What's east over there?
That would be more south. And when you think about all the day games we play in all the different parks, fielders are dealing with the sun. Right now the sun is behind all the defenders, which again you don't see very often. The sun is right in Ed Cedar's face, the third base coach.
Yeah, that's going to make it hard for him to make a decision here if there's a chance to send the base runner. That's why southpaws are called southpaws. Back in the day, left-handers, where the sun was, it's facing the south. The direction of the stadium.
1-2 on Arcia.
Arcia, their prized prospect. It's tremendous upside. Hasn't really gained a lot of traction yet at the big league level. He's among this bumper crop of young talented shortstops that have either established themselves as big leaguers or on their way to. There you see the numbers, not hitting for average. Hits it on the ground a lot. That's Hendrick's game. Hoping to coax a ground ball, sharply hit ground ball to short, turn that into a double play, clean up this inning.
Look out. Cedar had to duck out of the way as that ball was rocketed through camera pit down there. Right center, Hayward calling off Bryant. He makes the catch, and the runners will hold as Neuenhuis respects Jason's arm. Good throw to Russell.
Yeah, that's a ball you might be tempted to tag and try to advance on with the center fielder moving towards right field. The Hayward reputation enough to keep Neuenhuis at second base.
Martin Maldonado has been their main catcher since Jonathan Lucroy was traded to Texas on August 1st. He's in there today, batting 8th. Curve caught the outside corner, according to Ron Culpa. So I mentioned the Cubs have won 5 of 7 National League Pitcher of the Month awards. Arrieta 3, Lester and Hendricks 1 each. Second time a team has done that, the Houston Astros, 1979 and 80, had a stretch of 5 such awards over a 7-month span.
Joe Niekro, JR, Nolan, probably that group. Jerry Royce, maybe an Astro back in the day.
Could be. Broken bat grounder. That'll take Listella right to third. Double play. 5-3. Hendricks limits the damage. He gave up the leadoff homer, and that was it. You are probably ineligible, but you can try. Outside on Miguel Montero.
37999.
Yeah.
Subway 3.
Montero had been the Cubs' everyday catcher, except for David Ross with Lester to start the year. But now he's made just 8 starts over the last 36 games, with Wilson Contreras grabbing much of the time. Miguel has mentored Contreras. That ball hit hard on the ground and into left center. That should get him back off the interstate. He went in at 199. That's the Cubs' first hit.
Came up a little bit shy of hitting a game-winning home run yesterday off the bench. Talk about the approach against Hendricks, and a similar approach would pay off here against Davies. Think middle and the other way. Respect the off-speed stuff.
Cornermen ready to charge. Villar already way in at third, and Hendricks swings away and pops it up. Foul territory in front of the Cubs dugout, and Villar's got it.
Looked like he was trying to pull that ball because Villar was so tight. Cub fans, book your stay now at the Sheraton Grand Chicago for the 2017 Cubs Convention. All reservations come with convention passes built right into the hotel package. For details and reservations, go to cubs.com/convention.
Stella lined to short to start the ball game. 0 for 6 since returning from AAA Iowa. Cubs minor league affiliates playing their final regular season games today. A-ball clubs heading to postseason action. One and one. Could see some more call-ups this week, with Iowa finishing up today. Hector Rondon will be activated from the DL for tomorrow night's game. Ball to short. They'll try to turn it. The flip, the turn. Nope. Only get the out at second. Is it just me, or does it feel like the Cubs do a really good job of breaking up double plays? They don't have a ton of team speed, but they have just enough.
For breaking up or beating out?
Beating out, I should say.
Yeah. Stella, he knows he's in jeopardy as soon as he makes contact with that ball. So head down, sprinting hard down the line.
Bryant's good at it. Baez. I suppose you could say it's all about respecting 90. Caught by Arcia, the shortstop, and that's it for the Cubs in the third. Davies has been sharp early. Working theme here on Labor Day for our musical selections.
Duke's got some pecs, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's always stayed in excellent shape. I do wonder as they were making the statue if he asked them, give me a little more.
Yeah.
Up there, you know?
Enhance me.
2 strikes on the pitcher, Davies.
Not much of a threat.
He is quickly dispatched. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. Beautiful day, Labor Day. We hope you're having a great weekend. Friends and family. Cooking out a little later. Just kicking your feet up and enjoying life. 1-0 on Jonathan Villar.
Imagine there's some brats on the grill right now.
Brats and veggie burgers. Take one of each. That wouldn't be fair, would it? You can't do that.
Sure you can.
Opposite ends of the spectrum. Sure. Does one cancel out the other?
It's
you
important to be
breaking
versatile.
even?
Yes, exactly. Well, if you know, if you're going to do a brat in a burger, so the veggie burger is a little healthier option.
Inside 3-1. Hendricks is the major league earned run average leader, as he has been for a bit. The last Cub to lead the majors in ERA was a guy named Bill Lee, as Villar is going to have to get his back from the on deck hitter Jeanette. He thought it was ball 4.
Two-seamer just catches that inside corner. There's the evidence.
Called strike 3. Villar tosses his bat again, and he was thinking about slamming the helmet. Doesn't want to lose a couple of $100.
There will be no mea culpa from Ron Culpa because our Xfinity pitch tracks says that number 6 was right over the top of number 5, which was right on the inside corner. I understand Villar's point of view.
And that line to center his first time. Yeah, big Bill Lee. William Crutcher Lee, not to be confused with the spaceman. The other Bill Lee pitched for the Cubs in the 1930s and into the early 40s. That is a foul ball. 1938, he led the majors with 22 wins and a .266 earned run average. The last Cub to lead the major leagues in ERA. That team went to the World Series. So,
seeing a little synergy there,
possibly. Entire career, 14 years for Bill Lee in the National League. Cubs, Phillies, Boston Braves, and then back to the Cubs to finish up in 1947.
Oh, yes, sir. Man with the glove made the play, fell on his back. There he is. A little bruised, but don't rub it. This time Hendricks doing the walk-off. That's no fun for the umpire when you're getting it from both sides.
In that 1938 season, Lee finished second in the MVP balloting. Ernie Lombardi, the catcher, won it. That's a 1-2-3 for Hendricks. And giving up the body. Nicely done, sir. 1-0 Milwaukee. Hey, that's Hall of Famer Ryne Sandberg with the Cubs as an ambassador. Anthony Rizzo grounds out. He's 0 for 2. I checked that 0 for 1. He got hit by a pitch in the first. Looks like Rhino's right behind home plate.
Now, as an ambassador, can he negotiate treaties?
I suppose if there's some sort of big issue between organizations, he potentially could. .1-0 to Soler is low. Davies has been sharp and fairly efficient.
Yeah, we've seen him mostly good when we've seen him. The Cubs really battered him around last time. Came over last year from Baltimore on a Gerardo Parra deal. Made a handful of starts late in the year. One of those against the Cubs, I recall. He threw the ball very well. This year in this ballpark back on July 23rd, 6 1/3 of 3-hit 1-run ball.
There draws the walk. Third base runner for the Cubs. A hit batter, a single, and this free pass. We see this all the time. Probably 50 times a game. And there has to be somebody sitting out there going, why does the pitcher rub the baseball?
Two reasons. One, he doesn't feel like it's been rubbed up enough prior to getting it into his hands, and two, it's just a habit.
Just because it's baseball?
Yeah, so you get a ball, you rub it up. Umpires, they rub the balls up, or somebody working in the umpire's room will rub the balls up for the umpires before the game.
But be more specific about what rubbing up the ball
Well, so there's
does.
This mud that comes from a river in Delaware, and every major league umpire's room will have it. Crew chiefs might even carry some of it, and they'll take the gloss off the ball. Brand new ball will be shiny and have a sheen to it. It'll be slick feeling. So you put this mud on it, you rub it up, take some of that gloss and sheen and slickness away. But sometimes the ball will get put into play, whereas the pitcher goes, nah, I don't like the way this one hasn't been rubbed up. I'm going to rub it up a little bit more.
Yeah, I think I did that in high school. I didn't know why, but it just looked like I should.
Yeah. And then some guys used to, I haven't seen anybody do it in a while, used to drag their nails across the seams to try to raise the seams a little bit to get a better grip on the breaking pitch, or to create a little more action on a fastball. That's theoretically against the rules, but I used to see guys do that a little bit.
Back to the pitcher's mound. Jeanette covering second. Russell beats out the double play chance. Second time we've seen that here in 2 innings. It was La Stella in the third.
Yeah, we had 3 or 4 plays in the ball game yesterday like that. It looked like a routine double play, or at least a gettable double play ball, and good hustle down the line. Keeps the inning alive.
Gives Hayward a chance. And the man on and 2 down. 1-0 Brewers on the Chris Carter homer in the second. Fastball at 90 for a strike. Happy 90th birthday, Lois Semon. Throw to first. Russell got back in. Quick tag applied by Carter. Hey, congratulations to our good friend Luis Arteaga, Cubs account executive in the Premier Department, has been with the organization since 1991. Did you know on Saturday he got married to the former Linda Gundling? So congrats to the Arteagas. High fly to left. It's Ryan Braun, and that will end the inning.
I did not know that. Congratulations.
1-0 Brewers in the fourth. In the outfield, right and in center. First pitch swinging, dunked into right and caught by Bryant. Time for a Mazda replay cam. Chris Carter leading off the second for Milwaukee with a home run into the bullpen. His 33rd of the year. Speaking of shadows and sun angles, I'm not sure exactly why the lighting in this ballpark is different. When the sun is out, those areas are incredibly bright and the shaded areas are very dark, and then when the roof is closed and it's a night game, it just looks darker in here than it does in other ballparks.
Maybe they don't have enough candle power.
I've never heard a complaint from a player, so I think they're okay with the lighting at night. Well, there had been some complaints during day games about just being able to see pitches. At one time they would close the roof about a third of the way to try to add some more shade and take away some of that sun. One, two in the dirt. 2-2. Guessing the consistency of lighting in ballparks now is better than ever, as it should be with technology. But back in the day, right, there used to be some parks where it wasn't very good. I know at old Jack Murphy Stadium, guys would complain about the lights. As Carter swings and misses for a strikeout.
Yeah, which I always found interesting that big league players would complain about the lights, because big league players for the most part played in the minor leagues, and in some of those minor league stadiums it was brutal. But that's just human nature, I guess. You know, the guys get to the big leagues, they get comfortable, and they want the best of everything, so I understand it. But I always thought it was interesting when guys would complain about the lights or the quality of the infield. When you think about some of the infields you grew up playing on.
1-0 on Neuenhuis, who singled in the second.
I used to whine about the mound some places, you know. It's too flat, or it's too steep. It's too soft. A lot of the mounds that pitched in high school weren't even mounds. Right. They were just patches of dirt.
Swing and a miss. It's 2-2.
Neuenhuis base hit last time up, pulled the ball between Rizzo and Baez, and that's hard to do because there's not a lot of room between those two guys. He was able to squeak one through there.
Well, that's a good pitch. He didn't get the call. It's the kind of pitch you want to make with 2 strikes. The guy go after it. Neuenhuis didn't. And it's 3-2. Ball 4.
It could have been, but usually not going to get that one. Well, that's the thing about Kyle. He makes those pitches all the time. He has such good command. Rarely does he throw the ball over the heart of the plate. Even, you know, in a situation where it calls for being a little bit more aggressive, he's still typically going to be on the thirds, you know, outer third, inner third, rarely right over the heart of the plate.
Broxton with a man on. Takes outside for ball one. You see the Matt Shoemaker
I read about the Matt Shoemaker
incident.
I didn't see it.
He got hit by a line drive. And I guess there was a skull fracture. Certainly hope he's all right. I guess he had surgery because of some bleeding. But that was deemed successful. Pedro Mara, Angels beat writer, just tweeted that out for the LA Times. So that's good news. 2-0 to Broxton. Kyle Seager hit the liner at 105 miles an hour.
Yeah, and they talk about how little time a hitter has to react to make a decision whether to swing or not with guys throwing a fastball 95 miles an hour. So think about how quickly a 105-mile-per-hour line drive will come back at a pitcher who, when he finishes his delivery, is well in front of that 60-foot 6-inch mark he starts from.
Swing and a miss. So is it 2-2? That's where he was with Nieuwenhuis when he missed on a couple close ones to Walken. Runner goes, pitches low, the throw is in time. The Baez tag on the one-hop throw from Montero.
Brewers are contemplating taking a look at this one, so everybody hang on just a second.
He's just a magician.
Well, the key is there, and obviously he's very quick. Plus, he lets the ball travel. He doesn't reach out and then have to sweep back. He lets the ball come to him.
So Montero and Baez team up, and the inning is over. 1-0 for the home team. We had a tailgate up here before one of these matchups. Javier Baez rolls one into center. Cubs have their second hit. Now Montero. Got his average up to 203 after a single in the third. Baez runs and Montero fouls, so a little hit and run action.
Yeah, because unlike some of these other guys we've talked about, if Mickey hits it on the ground with any pace at all, it's likely going to be a double play. So Joe trying to get a little something going at the bottom of the order. Starts Baez there.
Driven to deep left, but Braun's going to have some room just in front of the warning track. Baez tags. He's on his way to second, and he's going to be out. Like the idea, but he didn't make it.
Tries a little swim move at second base to avoid the tag from Jeanette. Looks like he was out.
They never did
never
get
to the base.
because Jeanette's leg He's blocking the other side of the bag. It was close, but that aggressive nature of Javier Baez.
Yeah,
generally
that might,
helps.
You know,
And that time it didn't.
you know, I don't know what this advanced scouting reports are on Braun in terms of arm accuracy. Sometimes you take a shot like that if you got a report that says, you know what, so and so not particularly accurate with his throwing arm.
Ball strike 3. That was quick. Still 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th.
Related to Henry?
I don't think so.
Henry's big in this town.
He is. Broxton was at the plate when Nieuwenhuis was caught stealing to end the Brewers' 4th. It's a strike. Tap foul. So Bumgarner was at 251.
Yeah.
Kyle at 209. Starting play today. He's at 210 after giving up the Carter home run. Three or fewer earned runs in 18 consecutive starts going back to May 22nd. Longest such streak this season by anybody. Didn't allow a hit until the 5th in his last start against the Pirates. ERA just above 2 in 8 previous starts in his career against the Brewers.
Pitched against him twice prior to today this season, both early. One at the end of April and then again in May. Had a no decision and a 4-3 win back on April 26th when 5 innings allowed a run.
Ground ball right to Baez. He gets Broxton.
The newborn fan club is the perfect gift for parents of tiny cubs to showcase what it means to be a Cub for life. Receive a customized photo of the Wrigley Field marquee, a Cubs birth certificate, baby stocking cap, and unique Cubs onesie. Visit Cubs.com/kids for more information. And then you can take your baby in that onesie and Photoshop the baby into the picture of the Cubs players and all and the staff in their onesies.
Fun. Arcia to deep right. And it's going to hit the base of the wall. Bryant gets it quickly. The throw to second. Not in time. Good effort all the way around.
I was used to seeing that big arm of Jason Hayward out there in right field, but Chris Bryant throws extremely well as well. Arcia, the youngster, on with a 1-out double.
Great look. Bryant fielded that ball with the bare hand and fired a strike to Russell. So man at second, 1 out now. Maldonado, the catcher. A lot of the information we give you is pretty standard fare. Age, height, weight, where a guy was born, where he went to college or high school. But we try to mine for those bits of info.
Sounds like you got one.
Well, courtesy of the Cubs media relations staff. Did you know among all active pitchers with at least 70 starts, Kyle Hendricks' career ERA is 5th? It's not just this season. Hayward drifting, and he's got it, and tagging and heading to third is Arcia. 2
That's
outs.
quite good.
Jose Fernandez, Jacob deGrom, Chris Sale, Madison Bumgarner, the only 4 pitchers with a better career ERA among active guys with at least 70 major league starts.
This is Kyle's 71st big league start. Most guys in a major league season will make 34 starts.
And he's never really been considered above a 4 or 5 starter.
Yeah, he is now.
Right. I mean, to start his season,
Yeah.
I guess, going into a rotation, he's been slotted in that 4 or 5 area. But you don't have to pitch like a 4 or 5. You can pitch like an ace if you want. And he has.
Yeah, they're not going to take you out of the rotation because you're overqualified. Sorry.
We need a 5, and you're pitching like a 2.
They don't handicap this stuff.
You're way overqualified for this job, but thanks for applying. 1 and 2. See, that's what you should have said when you retired. I talked to a lot of clubs.
Overqualified.
And, you know, they said I was too good to be a 5, so I just said, that's it, I'm done.
What do you mean you don't need a 7?
We do, but the 7 guy is
he's down in
the minor leagues.
You willing to do that?
Solaire's still going back, but he'll grab it, and the inning is over. 5 in the books. Starting pitchers have been good. 1-0 Milwaukee. The Braves left. A lot of fans in Wisconsin who were Braves fans decided to root for the National League team in Chicago. And then when the Brewers came into being, there's a big reason why. Hammer and Hank. Brewers were an American League team. The Pilots moved from Seattle. 1998. Brewers went to the NL. 1 and 2 on Listella.
Couple good changeups there by Davies in that sequence. Sinker. See Maldonado prior to the pitch expanding his arms in. Let's get big here. Let's go ahead and throw it off the plate. Just show him one out there.
'57 Milwaukee Braves beat the Yankees in 7 games in the World Series. Managed by Fred Haney. Shane Deanston, Matthews, Aaron, Pafko, Spahn, Burdette, Buell.
Was Ron Pichet on that club?
I'll have to look. Costello takes the leadoff walk. Time for our Lexus Run Predictor, brought to you by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer. Chris Bryant coming to the plate. Well, the answer to your question is no, but Juan Pizarro was.
Yeah, I just thought Ron Pichet did not come to the big leagues until 1960. Ron Pichet was a pitcher with the Braves for a few years. And then he went to work for the Expos in their front office. And I remember I met him there years ago. I was originally drafted by the Expos, and Ron came to speak at a banquet in my hometown. With that French Canadian accent, he said, me and Spahny, we were throwing there. And so everybody knew Spahny, but they didn't know me. He's had a soft spot for Ron Pichet.
Yeah. You know who else was on that '57 World Series championship team here in Milwaukee? Ernie Johnson, Sr. Long-time TBS announcer. His son Ernie is now the Baseball main voice of TBS in the postseason. Two strikes on Chris Bryant. Cubs trail 1-0. We're in the 6th. Stella fake towards second. Bryant swings and misses, and he strikes out.
A lot of times people think of the change of pace as a setup pitch. You get a hitter looking fastball and you throw a changeup, or you throw a couple changeups and then you jam a guy with a fastball. Here, Davies just commits to the changeup, floating that ball up there. Bryant not able to pick it up.
Rizzo, 3 hits on Sunday, including the leadoff single in the 13th. He scored the game-ending run, and he looks at a strike.
Better than average in terms of pitches per in every inning except for the first.
Davies has been a pitch maker today. As a sign from Maldonado, sets up toward the outside yet again, and the 1-2. Little slip and the throw to first in time. So Arcia couldn't stay on his feet. And again, that would have been I think a difficult turn because he had a ways to go to get there, and Rizzo was really busting it down the line.
He lost his chance at the lead man, so the Cubs with a runner in scoring position, but a nice athletic play to bounce back up and sling that ball to first base.
That's the first time the Cubs have had a runner reach second. They've had a few guys who've tried to get to second, but Listella's the first one to get there safely.
He's gone where no man has gone before. Davies in his last start struck out 9 Cardinals, did not issue a walk in that ball game. 6 in the 3rd innings. Gave up 3 runs.
If you just joined us and wondering about the gold pins and the wristbands, this is a Grow Gold game here at Miller Park. Hashtag Grow Gold if you want more info on Twitter. So there'll be helps raise awareness, funds for research for childhood cancer. One. 2-1.
Maldonado wanted to time up inside. Davies didn't trust it, cut it off, threw it low. Shadows may get to be a bit of a problem here for the hitters.
Looking bad liner will drop. Listella coming around third, and we're tied. Jorge Soler with a game-time RBI hit.
Well, a leadoff walk. Arcia blows a tire. If they don't get the out at second base, Soler cracks a bat, and the Cubs score a run. Not the way you draw it up. That's good enough. Tie ball game.
Addison Russell on the ground to Arcia. He will get it to Carter, and the inning is over. But we're tied on the Soler RBI single, 1-1. Back to even at 1. Ball 1 to Villar. Soler with the game-tying RBI single.
Got to respect the bunt here with Villar. Stella even with the bag, maybe a little bit in. 2-0 is not likely to bunt. He struck out twice today. Once swinging, last time looking. Couple borderline pitches he didn't care for. Flipped his bat in disgust.
Yankees lead the Blue Jays 5-1. They're in the 5th in the Bronx. Mets on the road. Jay Bruce returning to Cincinnati. And the Mets have a 2-0 lead in the 6th. Bruce is in the Mets lineup. He's 0 for 2. Coghlan and Stevenson the matchup.
Bruce hasn't done a whole lot since joining the Mets.
He homered last night. But you're right.
.210 batting average, .278 on base.
Left center on the move is Hayward, and he'll get there.
They're right in the thick of things, so it just matters what he does from this point forward. Watch the drive to the pennant with MLB.TV Premium. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on more than 400 supported devices. And enjoy a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackouts and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV.
Happy 60th. Patty Nutzman, Joliet, Illinois.
Nutzman.
Hello, Nutzman. Line the other way and a base hit. Scooter Gennett with a 1-out single.
Swinging it pretty good today. Lined out first time up. Solid single there.
Braun 0 for 2, struck out in the first, fly to right.
Ryan Braun
in the 4th. It's in the story last week. It was Ken Rosenthal who reported that the Brewers were the team that had claimed Yasiel Puig. And they had some at least preliminary conversations with the Dodgers, and Ryan Braun's name was a part of that discussion. Nothing came of it.
I wonder if it ever got to the point of asking Braun for his approval.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or if it was just the clubs couldn't match up.
Hendricks now set and his 0-1 is low and outside.
When we were in LA, the Dodgers had the lowest batting average, I believe, in Major League Baseball against left-handed pitching. And Ryan Braun is batting .353 against left-handed pitching this year, so that would have been a big pickup for the Trolley Dodgers.
Popped off the plate. Hendricks will get the out at first. Gennett's at second with 2 outs.
A good awareness there by Hendricks. No chance to get that play at second base. And if you take a look, you might not get Braun at first. He got his ground ball, but too softly hit and not in the right spot to get two. So he'll have to deal with the big slugger Carter. And since it's Labor Day, we could put Carter on our all work team. Back in the day, a Carter, somebody who walked around with a big wagon like hauling things around, was known as a Carter.
I didn't know that. In the dirt.
Somebody would haul your goods to market.
Starting up a little later this afternoon, Cardinals and Pirates. Adam Wainwright and Chad Kuhl the matchup. Three and 0.
Yeah, well, you see the pattern there. He wants no part of Carter in this situation. Tie game, 6th inning, base open. Basically saying to Carter, you want to get yourself out? Be my guest. Careful here. Now Carter's thinking, well, are they trying to get me out or not? There's the expansion.
3-2.
Carter's up there twisting the knots now. You know, they're pitching around me. I'm not going to get anything to hit. All of a sudden, the 3-0's in the zone. Well, maybe they are going to challenge me. And he chases that 3-1. Looked like the cut changeup.
Catcher ever come out and say to you, I got nothing for you, I just want the hitter to think even more, because right now he's grinding.
No, but not a bad idea.
So we're just going to sit here for a second, and then at some point I'm going to go back behind the plate and we'll continue.
Walk back and say to him, I can't believe he wants to challenge you here, but that's what we're going to do. Be ready. Here comes the heater.
(3-2) and he walks.
That conversation was, that's exactly what that was, though, between Montero and Kyle. Like, okay, here's the deal now. It's 3-2. Sometimes what pitchers will do, they'll be in pitch around mode. And then you find yourself, the guy takes a bad swing out, you find yourself 3-2, and you're thinking, all right, man, I have one pitch, I could be out of this inning. And you get a little careless, and I think that's the conversation Montero wanted to have with Kyle. Look, if we're going to be careful here, we've got a base open. Let's commit to the careful.
Neuenhuis bounces to first, but it's foul. Nice play by number 99.
Agent 99.
Got a Verlander-Sale matchup on the south side of Chicago later this afternoon. Tigers and White Sox. Greinke, Maeda, Diamondbacks, Dodgers in LA. Big series starting in Cleveland, Astros and Indians tonight. That's the only night game.
The Astros in that stretch of the consecutive series against first place clubs. They had the Rangers, now they get Cleveland, then the Cubs, and then I think they get the Rangers again. Texas Rangers currently the second best team in Major League Baseball at 82 and 55.
That gets away, and the runners will move up a base.
Rare and wild pitch from Hendricks. Normally with his stuff, even if he misfires, if it's down in the dirt, it's easy to block. That one a bit of a scud well out in front of home plate. Wild pitches seem to have a huge impact in that last series. Of course, every little thing matters when you're playing one-run games. Deep thoughts. A lot of conversation going on here, trying to work out of this mess. Cubs have played 5 consecutive one-run games. And 8 out of their last 9.
Swing and a miss. Changed him up. And the Brewers leave 2 in scoring position. So we're tied at 1 after 6 from Milwaukee. And that's a strike. I haven't called him Kyle Davies yet. Zach Davies and Kyle Hendricks. Backhanded Carter. Davies to the bag. Time for a speed replay brought to you by Xfinity. This never gets old. Bam! Out.
Yeah, again, he lets it travel and then so quick when snapping that tag.
Speed replay brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Kyle Davies, 8-year big league career with Atlanta, the Royals, and the Yankees. And pitching in Japan at age 32 this year. This is Zach. I do not believe they're related.
Well, I've made the point with Hendricks before, and you could do the same thing with Davies. So this would be an ideal game, as a matter of fact, for a high school, college coach to video, show to his guys the art of pitching. You don't have to throw 95 miles per hour.
Absolutely. Getting near the bottom of the order, and with that, the Cubs do have some stirring in their bullpen. In the dirt, it's 3-1. Looks like it's right-hander Felix Pena.
Pena did not work in the ball game yesterday.
Yeah, whoever didn't work in the 13-inning game, you're usually right at the top of the list for the next day.
Jake Buchanan also did not work.
Nice pick by Villar, third on the short hop.
When Jake Buchanan does pitch, it will be his Cub debut.
Montero singled in the third, flied into a double play in the fifth as Baez was nailed trying to advance from first to second on a tag up. Hooked to right, it'll get down. Montero on his way for 2. And it's his second hit today. We'll give Chris Coghlan a chance off the bench.
Yeah, signs of life in that bat for Montero here lately. Has not had a lot of opportunities to play. As I mentioned, he came off the bench, just missed hitting a home run yesterday. 3 good swings today. The second hit. Single to left earlier. Now he pulls this ball into the right field corner.
Our Lexus Run Predictor is brought to you by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer. Not a great chance according to the numbers, but Garrick Johnson, the pitching coach, heading out to go over the Chris Coghlan scouting report. So some more fine work by Kyle Hendricks. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, the homer by Carter, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. His ERA down to 2.07.
Probably could have given you 1 more, but likely was only going to give you 1 more. So it makes sense to make this move, try to plate the go-ahead run.
Jan Marinez up in the Milwaukee bullpen.
You think of the Lion King every time you say that?
I do now, thanks.
Jan
Curveball.
Marinez, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
No. Somebody out there does.
But I'll look it up.
At least one buddy out there does.
One and one. One and two. Yeah, people are saying it's the song that plays at the beginning of the movie. Well, I didn't see the movie, so how am I supposed to know? 2 and 2. But yes,
people are
they got it.
Yeah,
they're all over it. I trusted that it was a good line. I just I wasn't
sure
familiar.
if you don't know, if you're not familiar with it.
3 and 2.
Well, everything away. He doesn't want to give him anything to pull. Montero, not a speedy guy, got a much better chance of scoring on a base hit to right or center than he would to left. So he's working him away, hoping that if he does get a base hit, it'll be the other way.
Here comes the throw toward the plate. Montero is saved. Two to one.
They're on their feet at Miller Park. Pinch hit, RBI, go-ahead single for Chris Coghlan. Both runs coming home for the Cubs today on broken bats. Two died the hero here today.
Come on, Miguel.
Yep. I think I can. I think I can. Miggy having a day.
Yeah, a couple of guys here, right? Coghlan and Montero teaming up, trying to make their case for that postseason roster. Outside to La Stella.
Here's another guy in a similar situation.
Coghlan gets back in time. And with that run, Kyle Hendricks now could get the win. So the Lexus run predictor said what 18% the Cubs have been runner at second, 2 outs. And they got it done. So 1 in 5 range, but Montero and Coghlan made it happen.
Yeah, and again, emphasizing the value of contact, just putting the ball in play sometimes. All 3 runs driven in by Jason Hayward yesterday. Ground ball with the infield pulled in, a couple flare base hits, fighting off tough pitches, reaching pitches maybe out of the zone. Soler breaks a bat, drives in a run. Coghlan off the end of the bat, drives in a run.
Three-1. Estella hits it deep and very foul.
So the Cubs, with this gargantuan lead in the division, there's really not a lot of drama in terms of the standings, but they're playing some very dramatic games here lately. Extra inning affairs, 1 run.
5 of their last 6 wins have been by 1 run. 8 of their last 9 games have been decided by 1 run. Ground ball toward right. It'll be Jeanette, but he trips. Ball gets away. Coghlan will score. 3-1.
Looks like they're playing on banana peels out there in the Brewers infield. Carter very slow to react. Jeanette, like Arcia earlier, can't stay on his feet.
He had a tough time getting Listella, I think, even if he fields it cleanly. But it's when the ball gets away that allows Coghlan to score. I'm guessing a single. I don't know if there'll be an error in there as well or not. We'll find out. That's it for the starter, Davies. Cubs now have the lead.
AT&T. There you go.
Nicely done.
Jan Marinez. 0-1 with a 3.18. Comes with his own theme music.
So they're giving Listella a single, and the error allowed Coghlan to score. It's 3-1. Chris Braun against Marinez.
Fastballs and sliders for the right-hander. And he's got some giddy up. He'll go mid-90s.
Runs in. All this happening after 2 are out. The rally starter was the 8-hitter Montero with a double.
Marinez came up with the Marlins back in 2010. Very limited time with them. A little time with the White Sox a couple of years later. Spent time in the Dodgers and the Tigers organization, as well as the Rays. 28 years of age.
Holding the glove right up against his face as he gets a sign. And checked his swing and fouled the ball. 0-2. Tug on the lace. On the rosin bag. Unique. Swing and a miss to end the inning. Stretch time from Milwaukee. The Cubs have their first lead. It's 3-1.
I doubt that Joe would use him today. Worked 2 innings yesterday.
One out to Broxton. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
So really struggled early in the year. Got sent out after the All-Star break. He's performed well, hitting better than 300.
Slicing drive to deep right. It's Coghlan on the dirt. One away now. Arcia, the rookie shortstop, making his 29th start at short. Made his major league debut on August 2nd. Their top prospect going into the season according to Baseball America, and in the top 10 in all of baseball regardless of organization. He was ranked at number 8. So that's how highly thought of this kid is. Soler's got it. Two lineouts to start the home 7th. Maldonado will bat. You know who won the sausage race? I missed it.
I wasn't really focusing. I
wasn't either.
I think Polish. We have an unofficial.
Okay.
Did folks on Twitter wanted to know? They probably had some money. Probably had a wager. Yeah.
Asked who won. Sometimes we show it, but I missed it today. I am told we have video evidence. This is not just stock footage that we save in case we miss it.
Yeah.
That's a hot dog, right?
Is that hot dog? I always get Polish and hot dog mixed up.
Hot dog.
And late push by Italian, but just a little short.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. We go to the 8th. Cubs 3. Brewers 1. They'll take over.
For Bruce Sutter, he's a combination.
Right.
4 games at the big league level. 1 start. 1-on-1 with a 4.15.
He was born in Chicago, but he went to Archbishop Moeller High School in Cincinnati, and then Harvard. 31st rounder 2012. He's a back of the book guy. Page 224 of the Brewers media guide. So our first look at him is Rizzo. Pops it up. It's the third baseman Villar.
Basically means he wasn't really on the radar for the Brewers coming into play this year, but here he is in the big leagues. Whether the Cubs are home or on the road, you get a behind the scenes look at beautiful Wrigley Field. The Cubs offer guided tours that include a chance to step on the field. This must see Chicago attraction houses over 100 years of history. For more information, visit Cubs.com/tours. We hardly got to know you. Wow. 2 pitches and gone.
So we'll be back. 3-1 Cubs. Way down under. Not in terms of where he's from, but that's how he throws. And he was very briefly a Cub last year. Spent a couple of days on the Cubs roster, but did not get into a game. This is his second appearance with the Brewers. Watch this.
Yep.
That's
submariner. Yeah, I remember he passed through Chicago last year. It did not work. Nice fella. The first few years of his career in the Rangers organization, and had a little big league time with them. Last year, he was on the move, man. It's a AA and AAA with the Orioles, AAA with the Cubs, AAA with the Blue Jays.
By the way, his fastball is 78 to 82. That's a slider. And it makes sense because when you watch how he throws, it doesn't look like he can really put much into it from that arm angle. Just kind of slings it up there as Soler takes it into right center. So this is his 3rd straight time on base. 2 hits and a walk. Knocked in the tying run back in the 6th.
Yeah, and most guys who throw like this didn't always throw like this. They didn't have enough juice, you know, to get guys out consistently with a conventional delivery. So they made some adjustments, tried to get clever. There have been guys with that submarine delivery who, you know, throw a fair bit harder than what we see from Rowan. But mostly for guys like this, it's about angles.
And Caesar will run for Soler and likely stay in and play left.
Rowan had a cup of coffee with the Rangers in 2014.
Told it was decaf.
Yeah, it was decaf. It was wasn't a grande either. It was pretty short. 8 2/3 innings worth. From Virginia Tech. The high school in California.
Ground ball, base hit. Caesar on his way to 3rd.
Gonna emphasize keeping that front shoulder in against a guy with that drop down delivery. And also able to do that and hit the ball hard the other way. Suter, who we saw so briefly, the only lefty in the Brewers bullpen. 10 right-handed relievers listed on the card today. But he's the only one in his right mind.
Hayward pops one and will get into center. Caesar scores 4-1. They had that top spin, and when it hit The dirt out there near second, it just took off in the center.
Yeah, if you're looking for a theme word for today, I think the word would be soft. You know, you had Hendricks and Davies, the starting pitchers, the finesse guys with the changeups who don't, throw 90 miles per hour. And there's been a lot of soft hits in this game. Well placed little dunks and bloops and bleeders, and it's just chopped right back through the middle of the diamond for Hayward.
Ball game. Still only one out. Runners at first and third. 3 consecutive singles off Rowan. The bunt. Russell will score. Nobody covering first. It's a bunt single and an RBI for Baez. 5-1.
Obviously some confusion on the Brewer, on the part of the Brewer infielders. Nobody covering first base on this bunt. See where Jeanette is positioned. There's no chance for him to get over here and make a play. If you're going to play your second baseman there in a potential bunting situation, you basically have to tell your first baseman to stay home and let the pitcher cover the right side of the infield.
Cahill, a right-hander, and Hernan Perez, an infielder. And we'll sort out where they'll be in the batting order when we come back. 5-1 Cubs in the 8th.
Cubs.com.
Chicago area native Rob Scahill, product of Willowbrook High School in Villa Park, and then went to Bradley University in Peoria.
Seen Rob with the Rockies and the Brewers, or excuse me, the Pirates. Now a Brewer.
The switch on Perez is in. He'll hit 9th. Villar moves to short, so Arcia is out. Trying to figure out the scoring here. I guess they have charged Arcia with an error on this play. And I think they're going to have to change that to a hit. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a ball he could have gotten to. Whether he has a play once he gloves it, I don't know. But a ball like that's got a lot of topspin. It's got a lot of jump on that last bounce, and there's more pace on that than I think the official scorer realized.
Montero just got hit. What a day he's had. 3rd time he's been on. Bases loaded.
Things unraveling for the Brewers bullpen here. After a solid effort from Davies. Cubs have won 21 of the last 25 games between these two teams.
Boy, they've broken it open. Cubs were down 1-0 just a couple of innings ago. They now lead 5-1. And threatening to get some more. Ground ball toward right. It's through. Hayward scores. Baez to the plate. He's in standing. 7-1.
Chris Coghlan off the bench today, 2 for 2 with 3 driven in. Counsell keeps pulling levers and pushing buttons, but none of it's working out for him as his bullpen continues to give it up.
Ben Zobrist off the bench. A 4-run eighth. In tight, 1 ball, 1 strike. Joe Smith getting ready for the bottom of this 8th inning. Call him a side armor. We saw the submariner Rowan. That looks like an over-the-top delivery comparatively. One and two on Zobrist. The pitch. It's high.
Everybody wants to be a little more funky. Six of the Cubs' 10 hits today coming from the 7, 8, 9 spots in the batting order. Baez, Montero, and then Coghlan entering as a pinch hitter.
They get one, and that's it. And the broken back bouncer. 2 down. Bryant, the 9th Cub to bat this inning. MVP chants swelling among this crowd. Ball 1. $43,662 in the ballpark today, and as we said, it feels like there are at least 20,000 Cub fans, or maybe more Cub fans than Brewer fans. Hit hard on a bounce, little bobble by Villar, but he makes the play. Just gets Bryant to end the inning. Cubs add 4 to their lead. It's 7-1 late. Caesar in left. Joe Smith will work to Hernan Perez.
Scoreless inning yesterday for Joe. Hit a batter, had a couple strikeouts.
Sinker to start it. A slider, both called strikes. Those are his combined numbers with the Angels and the Cubs.
The disabled list for a couple of weeks. Came off when the rosters expanded. He's pitched twice since then. And thrown the ball well both times.
Still 2-2. And this is a sellout, the 6th of the year for the Brewers. Rizzo to the bag. He'll bring up Villar.
Felix Pena with a clean 1-2-3 inning. His bullpen in that Giant series was outstanding. Had a run of what, 26 consecutive batters retired, I believe, is the number.
That's exactly what it was.
We're one shy of pitching a perfect game.
A really remarkable stretch. Some of it without Aroldis Chapman, who had 3 days off before pitched yesterday. Strop and Rondon on the disabled list. So there's your top 3 in the bullpen.
Yeah, so that bodes well, right? When those guys come back and everybody's healthy. You've exposed guys like Edwards to high leverage situations. You contemplate potential postseason matchups. Throwing him into the fire a little bit. Smith, as I mentioned, I'm not sure what his situation is in terms of a spot on the postseason roster, but last couple times he's looked a lot better, really sharp in game 1 of that series against the Giants. It was he and Rob Z and Edwards finished off that ball game, giving up nothing.
Count now at 2-2. This looks like a blowout, but for much of this game it was anything but. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
A hat trick for Villar.
Cubs have won 5 in a row against the Brewers, including a 4-game sweep at Wrigley Field a couple of weeks ago. Win today would get the Cubs to 10-3 in the season set. And if they hold on to this 6-run lead, they will have a 16-game winner in Arrieta, a 15-game winner in Leicester, 2 14-game winners in Hamill and Hendricks. John Lackey sitting on 9 wins. One and 2 at Braun on deck. And Braun will have to lead off the next inning, which will be the 9th. 2-9. Cubs 7, Brewers 1. Before we head off to Houston for the weekend.
Push back that arrival time in Houston just a wee bit.
Yeah,
Matt Garza, he's one of the more deliberate guys.
1-0 on Rizzo. Facing the right-hander Scahill. Cubs run differential currently at plus 230.
Cubs with 7 runs on 10 hits today, and they've gotten an offer from Rizzo. Speaks to the depth of the lineup.
Bounce to Carter, who will back up to play it, and underhand to Scahill. One out, and it's Matt Caesar, who pinch ran for Soler, scored a run in the 8th, now playing left.
Good swing.
I think 3 or 4 of these 6 sellouts the Brewers have had this year have been with the Cubs in town. One of those would have been opening day against the Giants.
And then there was probably Bob Uecker bobblehead day or something.
Right. Don't they have one every year for Bob?
I would think.
They should. Yeah, I think we were sold out the entire weekend in late July when we were here.
The baseball side of the operation probably not thrilled when the Cubs come to town and ballpark gets filled with the Cub fans, but the business side of the operation doesn't mind. Sell a lot of tickets, a lot of concessions.
Look, it's the nature of the cycles of some teams winning, some teams losing. When the Brewers were really good a few years ago and the Cubs struggled, we didn't see nearly as many Cub fans here. It's just kind of the way it works.
It's okay to jump on the bandwagon.
(3-2) to Caesar.
So in many of the cities and states we travel to, Cub employees on the road get taxed. I'm suggesting that those monies be returned for all the revenues that the traveling Cub fans are bringing to these different cities and states.
It's a great idea. You should go to your nearest congressman or congresswoman. 2 outs.
Going to see if my accountant will press that issue with the IRS.
Russell with 2 outs. Could be the Chamber of Commerce ad, right? The Chicago Cubs are good for your economy. Cutter there from Scahill, swing and a miss. Another one this time. Russell held off. 2-1. Foul tip, strike 2. From the stretch with nobody on. 2-2 fouled away. Former Cub Steve Buechele is a bench coach with the Texas Rangers. He was allowed to miss their game yesterday against the Astros to go to the football opener in Austin. University of Texas hosting Notre Dame. Pretty good reason for his absence. His son Shane is one of their two quarterbacks. And a big win over Notre Dame last night, and it looks like the kid can play.
Yeah,
he can throw.
He's a freshman. Steve Buechele played his college ball at Stanford and was roommates with John Elway.
So he knows good quarterbacking when he sees it.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, true freshman. So you've got Tyrone Swoops, a senior, and Shane Buechele, the freshman. Russell grounds to the shortstop, Villar, and that'll take us to the bottom of the ninth. All Cubs late, 7-1. Now we have a Cubs debut. Right-hander Jake Buchanan, 6 feet, 235 pounds. Former Houston Astro facing Ryan Braun, who bounces foul at the plate. This is Buchanan's 23rd major league appearance. Made 2 starts 2 years ago for the Astros. You see his numbers at Iowa, mostly as a starter.
There's a lot of sinkers.
One and two. To North Carolina State. Born in Charlotte. Deep left. Way back. Gone. And Braun with his 25th.
Two solo home runs accounting for the runs for the Brewers here today. Carter got one back in the second. Now Braun gets Jake Buchanan. Didn't Mike Montgomery give up a home run when he made his Cup debut here?
He did. And it was to Neuenhuis, right?
Slider trying to go away. It's down, but on the inside part of the plate. Nowhere to go but up, Jake. Presidential matchup here.
Buchanan and Carter.
There you go.
Forward to the Austin Jackson Ian Kennedy matchup.
Dick makes his home now in Fort Myers, Florida. His wife is TV. I think she does sports on local stations down there.
North Gaston High School in Gastonia, North Carolina. 8th rounder of the Astros, 2010. 2-2. So here are former teammates in Houston. Line to the shortstop, Russell. 1 out.
Reminds me a little bit of Jason Mott. That beard and burly build.
Mott a little more frenetic out there in the mound than Buchanan. Scalded foul.
Jason Wells flipping the ball up in the air, stomping around.
Jason Hamill styling today. He'll go tomorrow night looking for his 15th win.
Getting some running in earlier. Throwing the pigskin around.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got to work on that spiking mechanic.
When it's your pitching arm, it's got to be a controlled spike.
True. Buchanan to Broxton. Strike 1. Line drive deep left. The catch by Cecil. Cubs win. Cubs win 7-2 the final. Technically a come from behind victory. All 7 of their runs in the 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Yeah, a well pitched game from both sides for most of the day, and they were able to chase Davies after 6 2/3, and the Brewers bullpen just did not have a lot of success today against the Cubs, who got a lot of production from the bottom of the order. Big day for Montero, Baez, Coghlan off the bench. And so a comfortable win after all those one-run affairs.
Magic number to clinch the division is down to 10. The Cubs are acting like they'd like to clinch on this road trip. It's possible.
Yeah, and it's starting to feel like it's probable.